What if I told you she's not really gone? She's watching, waiting, not because she misses you, but because she's testing you. She wants to see if you'll crack, if you'll reach out, if you'll beg, because the moment you do, she wins, and you lose everything. This isn't about love. This isn't about fate. This is about power. And most men, they fail. They think if they explain themselves, if they pour their hearts out, if they just say the right words, maybe, just maybe, she'll come back. But that's exactly what she's waiting for. The moment you chase, the moment you reach, the moment you fold. She knows she had control the entire time. She didn't leave to forget about you. She left to see if you would forget about yourself. And if you do, if you make her your purpose, your obsession, your entire world, you prove her right. You confirm her suspicion that you were never as strong as she thought you were. And that's when she moves on. For real. Most men don't get this. They crumble. They react. They send long texts, spilling out their emotions, hoping, praying that she'll respond. But that's the trap. That's the test. And once you fail, you never get your power back. Because let me tell you a brutal truth. She doesn't actually want you to move on. She doesn't want you happy. She wants you stuck, caught between what was and what could have been. A man trapped in his own mind, weighed down by the past. But you're not that man anymore. You don't break. You don't chase. You don't crumble under the weight of her absence. You rise because of it. This is your defining moment. The crossroads where weak men fold and strong men rise. So what will you do? Will you prove her right? Or will you stand tall, silent, unshaken, untouchable? If you're done breaking over someone who doesn't deserve your pain, let me know. Comment below. I choose power over pain. And if you're ready to reclaim your strength, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Now, let's begin. Number 1. The trap. Why she's waiting for you to break. You think it's over. You think she's moved on. But what if I told you she's still watching? She's waiting, testing. Not because she wants you back, but because she wants to see if you're still under her control. She doesn't need to text. She doesn't need to call. She already knows how you feel, because she left. And now, she's watching your reaction. Will you chase? Will you crumble? Will you fall into the same trap every weak man falls into? That's what she wants to know. This isn't about love. It never was. This is the dark psychology of power, and most men, they fail. They overthink. They reach out. They chase a woman who already made her choice. And that's exactly what she's waiting for. She posts those cryptic quotes. She suddenly becomes more active on social media. She starts living her best life in front of the world. It's bait, a psychological trap designed to make you question everything. Was I not enough? Did she ever love me? Is she happier without me? And the second you take that bait, the moment you reach out, ask how she's doing, try to get closure, you fail. Because now, she knows. She knows you're still emotionally attached. She knows she still has control. And that gives her power. But here's the truth. She's not as happy as she pretends to be. That smile in her pictures, manufactured. That new guy, a distraction. That sudden burst of self-love, a performance. Because if she were truly over it, she wouldn't need to show it off. She wouldn't care if you were watching. This is where most men break. They see her moving on, and they panic. I have to do something before she forgets me. But that's the mistake. Because the harder you try to pull her back, the faster she runs. The only way to win, don't play the game. Let her wonder. Let her overthink. Let her feel your absence. Because the second she realizes, you're not reacting, you're not chasing, you're not breaking. That's when the power shifts. And that's when she starts to doubt herself. Did I make a mistake? Why isn't he chasing me? Was I wrong about him? And the moment she starts questioning herself, you've already won. Comment below, my silence is my power. If you're done reacting to manipulation, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 2, the illusion of closure. Stop seeking what doesn't exist. You think you need closure, one last conversation, one final moment of truth. You believe if she just explains why, if she just gives you that one answer, you'll finally be able to move on. But that's the lie you tell yourself. Closure, it's a myth. It doesn't come from her. It doesn't come from a perfectly worded text. It doesn't come from one last heart-to-heart. It comes from you. You tell yourself she left because she was searching for something else. Maybe she got confused. That if you just understood her reasoning, it would all make sense. But here's the brutal truth. She made up her mind long before you ever knew. Women don't just wake up and leave. They disconnect emotionally first. By the time she actually walks away, she's already processed it. She's already over it. And you're left standing in the ruins, trying to piece together what went wrong, trying to make sense of it, trying to understand how someone who once swore she loved you could leave so easily. But even if she tells you why, even if she says all the words you're hoping to hear, it changes nothing because she's gone. And the more you chase closure, the weaker you look. The more you ask for explanations, the more you validate her decision to leave. Because the man who needs closure, he's still seeking permission to let go. A stoic man, a man who understands power, doesn't need an explanation. He doesn't beg for clarity. He doesn't need someone else to tell him when it's time to move forward. He accepts the unknown. He embraces the silence. He finds peace in the chaos. Because at the end of the day, closure isn't something you get. It's something you give yourself. And when you stop seeking it, when you stop chasing answers that don't exist, she starts to feel something she never expected: regret. Why isn't he asking what happened? Why isn't he trying to fix things? Why does it seem like he doesn't even care? And that's the real closure. Not a conversation, not an apology, but the realization that she lost something she thought would always be there. That's when she questions herself. That's when she wonders if she made a mistake. That's when she starts to doubt everything. But by then, it won't even matter, because you'll be too focused on your own growth, too busy evolving into the man you were meant to be. And she'll become nothing more than a lesson. Comment below: I owe myself the closure she won't give me. If you're done searching for answers in the past, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 3. Emotional control, the power of silence. She expects you to react, to break, to chase. That's why she leaves the door slightly open, just enough for you to wonder if she'll come back. Because the moment you reach out, the moment you beg for closure, you give her exactly what she wants: control. She doesn't need to call. She doesn't need to text. She already knows how you feel. She's watching, waiting, testing. And most men, they fail. They think if they don't say something, she'll forget them. That if they don't react, she'll move on. But the truth? Silence is the strongest response you could ever give. Silence creates doubt. It makes her question everything. Was I wrong about him? Why isn't he chasing me? Did I misjudge him? The moment you stop reacting, you become a mystery. And mystery is power. Think about it. The last time you texted her, what were you expecting? A response? An explanation? Validation? That was your weakness. You were searching for something external to heal what should have been handled internally. But a Stoic man doesn't seek validation. A Stoic man doesn't need explanations. A Stoic man doesn't react to someone else's emotional chaos. He observes. He remains still. He controls what he can himself. That's why silence is powerful. It shifts the game. While she's posting cryptic quotes, hoping you'll notice, while she's subtly checking to see if you're watching, you're not. You're too busy building, improving, moving forward. And that's when the dynamic shifts. She thought you'd break. She thought you'd chase. She thought she still had control. But when she realizes you're not reacting, that's when she starts questioning herself instead of you. That's when you win. Because the real test isn't whether she comes back. The real test is whether you even care anymore. Comment below. My silence speaks louder than words. If you're done letting emotions control you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 4. The Stoic rebuild. Reinventing yourself. She expects you to sit in the dark, to overthink, to dwell on what could have been. She expects you to stay stuck, trapped in your emotions. replaying every memory, analyzing every conversation, waiting for a second chance that will never come. But you don't beg, you don't break, you don't wait, you rebuild. This is where weak men fail. They sit around watching her move on, while they do nothing. They scroll through her pictures. They wait for a text that never comes. They stay frozen in time. Meanwhile, she's out there living. And guess what? That only confirms her decision to leave. Because what woman respects a man who lets himself fall apart over her? A stoic man. He doesn't stay down. He transforms. He takes every ounce of pain and turns it into fuel. He reinvents himself into someone unrecognizable. This is your moment, your wake-up call, your turning point. Take all that energy you wasted on her and invest it in yourself. Get back in the gym. Sharpen your mind. Build a life so powerful, so fulfilling, so unstoppable that she wouldn't even recognize the man she left. Because let's be honest, who wins in the end? The man who begged, the man who stalked her social media, the man who waited for a text that never came, or the man who moved forward so fast, so fiercely, that he outgrew her entirely, the man who used pain not to break, but to evolve. And trust me, she'll notice, she'll hear about it, she'll see the change. And when she does, that's when she regrets everything. How did he become this version of himself without me? Was I the one holding him back? Did I lose the best thing I ever had? But by then, it won't even matter, because you'll be too focused on your growth, your mission, your own greatness, and her absence. It won't mean a damn thing anymore. Comment below. I don't chase, I evolve. If you're done being stuck in the past and ready to become unstoppable, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 5. The reverse psychology of detachment. You want to know the biggest paradox in attraction? The less you care, the more they do. The moment you detach, the moment you genuinely stop giving a damn, that's when they start paying attention. And that's exactly what she never expected. Most men fall into the trap of overinvestment. They think if they just show her how much they care, how much they're willing to do, how deeply they love her, she'll come back. But that's not how attraction works. That's how repulsion works. Neediness pushes her away. Desperation repels her. But indifference, that's when things get interesting. When a man stops reacting, stops chasing, becomes the one who is distant. It messes with her mind, because suddenly she doesn't have the power anymore. Suddenly, she's the one questioning herself. Why isn't he trying anymore? Did he really move on that fast? Was I wrong about him? This is where reverse psychology comes into play. Women don't want what they already have. They want what they think they might lose. And the moment she senses she doesn't have you anymore, that's when the doubts creep in. Your silence becomes a mystery. Your distance becomes power. Your detachment becomes attraction. But here's the key. It has to be real. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to move on while secretly checking her socials, hoping for a text, still emotionally tied to her. She will feel it. The only way to win. Actually, let go. Actually stop caring. Actually become so focused on your own growth, your own mission, your own life, that her absence no longer matters. And that's when she feels it. The shift, the imbalance, the power reversal. She went from being the one pursuing to the one wondering if she made a mistake. And that is the ultimate psychological switch. Comment below. I am the prize, not the pursuer. If you're done seeking validation and ready to embrace detachment, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 6. The power of absence makes her feel the void. She expects you to still be there, waiting, watching, hoping. She assumes that at any moment, if she wanted, she could walk back into your life and you'd welcome her with open arms. Not this time. Most men don't understand the power of absence. They think staying visible, staying available, staying in her orbit. It is the way to win her back. That's the mistake. That's what keeps you stuck. People only value what they fear losing. And right now, she doesn't feel your loss. She assumes you're still there. She assumes you'll still respond. She assumes she still has a place in your heart. But when you disappear, when you go silent, when you remove yourself from her world entirely, that's when she starts to feel it. The absence, the void, the unsettling realization that maybe, just maybe, she miscalculated. Wait, why isn't he reaching out? Why isn't he trying anymore? Did he actually move on? At first, she won't care. She'll act unaffected. But over time, that silence starts creeping in. She starts to wonder. She starts checking. And she starts to feel something she never expected. Doubt. And here's where it gets powerful. The longer you stay gone, the stronger your presence becomes in her mind. She goes on a date. She compares him to you. She sees something that reminds her of you. She wonders what you're doing. She scrolls through old photos. She feels a pang of regret. And by the time she realizes she actually misses you, it's too late. Because you're no longer the man she left. You're stronger, more disciplined, more focused, and completely out of her reach. The biggest power move you will ever make. Walking away and never looking back. Comment below. My absence speaks louder than my presence. If you're done being an option and ready to become a memory she can't erase, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 7. Emotional alchemy, transforming pain into power. Right now, you feel it. The sting, the emptiness, the cold weight of loss. The pain is real. The betrayal, the rejection, the realization that someone who once meant everything to you is now a stranger. But here's the truth. What do you do with this pain? That's what separates weak men from warriors. Most men let it consume them. They spiral, they drink, they distract themselves with meaningless things. They let heartbreak define them. They let suffering chain them. But a stoic man, he doesn't run from pain. He transforms it. This is what I call emotional alchemy. The ability to take the darkest parts of yourself and forge them into something stronger. Because of pain, it's just raw energy. It can break you or build you. And the choice? It's entirely yours. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your pain is not here to destroy you. It's here to shape you. So, take the pain and channel it. Take the betrayal and fuel yourself with it. Take the rejection and forge a new version of yourself, one that is untouchable. Go to the gym, build your body into a fortress. Read, learn, sharpen your mind until it is a weapon. Focus on your mission, your purpose, your evolution, because one day you won't feel the pain anymore. It will be replaced with pride. Pride that you didn't fold. Pride that you didn't become a weaker version of yourself. Pride that you took everything meant to break you and used it to become unbreakable. And by the time she realizes what she lost, you'll be so far ahead, she'll never reach you again. Comment below, "My pain is my power." If you're done letting pain define you and ready to use it as fuel, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 8. When she comes back, the final test. And she will come back. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, when she least expects it. She'll feel the void you left behind, and when that moment comes, she'll do something she swore she'd never do. She'll reach out. It might be subtle, a casual, "Hey, how have you been?" A random like on your post, a memory she suddenly shares, just to see if you'll take the bait. But understand this, she's not coming back because she loves you. She's coming back because she feels your power, your silence, your absence, your evolution. She left expecting you to break, to get stuck, to be waiting in the shadows, hoping for her return. But you didn't. Instead, you became someone unrecognizable, someone stronger, someone who doesn't need her anymore. And that terrifies her. So what do most men do when she reaches out? They fail the final test. They think, "This is it. She realized she made a mistake." They respond eagerly. They give her access. They let her slip right back in. And just like that, they lose all the power they built. Not you. Not this time. because now you understand the game. You see the bigger picture. She's not reaching out for love. She's reaching out for control, to see if she still has a place in your mind, in your heart, in your life. So when she comes back, you remain the same man she walked away from, strong, focused, untouchable. You don't rush to reply. You don't rearrange your life for her. You stand firm in your worth, because the ultimate power move isn't rejecting her out of spite. It's realizing you no longer need to respond at all. Comment below. I do not revisit what I've outgrown. If you're done giving second chances to people who took you for granted, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Number 9. The ultimate power move. Walk away without looking back. This is it, the final move, the defining moment of who you truly are. She expected you to chase, to begin, to break. She thought you'd wait in the shadows, hoping for her return. You didn't. Now, after all this time, after watching from a distance, after realizing you never cracked, she wants back in, but not because she loves you, not because she's changed. She feels the shift, the loss of control, the absence of the power she once had over you. Most men fail here. They take her return as proof of destiny. They think, she finally sees my worth. So they respond. They let her back in. And just like that, they lose everything they built. Not you. Because now you see the bigger picture. You understand why she's reaching out. Not for love, but for control. To see if she still has a place in your mind, in your heart, in your life. So what do? You remain untouched, unshaken, unmoved. You don't rush to reply. You don't rearrange your life for her, because the ultimate power move isn't rejecting her out of spite. It's realizing you no longer need to respond at all. She left, expecting to find something better. She assumed you'd always be an option. Now, she's confronted with a truth she never saw coming. You've evolved beyond her reach, and by the time she realizes what she lost, you'll be so far ahead. She'll never catch up. There is no revenge greater than self-elevation. No power move is stronger than complete indifference. Comment below. I walk away and never look back. If you're ready to close the door forever, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is the moment of truth, the final transformation. The weak ones hesitate, the lost ones look back. But you're not one of them anymore. You've reclaimed your power, mastered your emotions, walked through the fire, and emerged untouchable. The past, irrelevant. The pain, transformed. The need for her, gone. Because now you see it clearly. She was never the source of your strength. You were. And the moment you embraced that truth, you became unshakable. This isn't about one woman. This isn't about one heartbreak. This is about who you are now, about the standard you set for yourself, about the man you are becoming, the man who never begs, never waits, never loses himself over someone who couldn't see his worth. From this point forward, you don't chase, you don't break, you rise. And one day, when she looks back, when she realizes what she lost, when she sees the man you've become, she'll understand. You were the prize all along. Comment below, I am the prize. I move forward. If you're ready to step into this new version of yourself, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Now, go dominate.